Today is March 15, 2025. And today I would like to tell one story. Pisakara Tita, the story about a daughter of a weaver. Pisakara Tita. So you don't need to stress too much, huh? So actually I like the story of this Pisakara Tita very much. She is 16 years old, daughter of a weaver, and she's from the place named Alawi. So one time, the Buddha went to that place, Alawi, and the Buddha teach the Dhamma there. And in his Dhamma, the Buddha asked devotees to practice Maranasati, Maranasati meditation, to practice, to contemplate on the death. Yeah, so Attu Wang Me Jivitang in Pali. My life is uncertain. My life is uncertain means we will die one day. Yeah, we will not, our life is not permanent one. We die one day. So life is uncertain. Tuang me marana, but death is certain. Definitely we die one day. And awasang maya marita bamewa. So one day I will die for sure. I will die for sure. And my life has an end of death. Marana pariyo sanang me jivitang. This life will end on death. So life is uncertain and death is certain. So that way we should contemplate on death every day. The Buddha asked the devotees in Alawi to contemplate on the death every day. Life is uncertain, but the death is certain. We surely die one day. So why we need to contemplate on the death? The Buddha gave a reason to those audience. He said that if one contemplate on death regularly, then at the last moment of life, he will not afraid. He will not afraid at the last moment of the life. But people who do not contemplate on death, they may have a very strong fear at the last moment of their life. So therefore, contemplate on the death. The Buddha told the audience, the devotees, and he went back to Savatthi, where the Buddha most of the time spent his life. So the devotees, they listen the Dhamma preached by the Buddha, they went back. And on that audience, this Pesakara, the daughter of weaver, she was also listening the Dhamma. So she took it seriously. And she started to contemplate on the death, Maranasati Bhavana, contemplate on the death every day. Whenever she got time, she just contemplate on the death, like life is uncertain, death is certain. I will surely die one day. I will not live all the time. So that way she contemplate every day for 3 years. Yeah. And after 3 years, one day, in very early morning, when the Buddha was looking the world through his knowledge, to whom should I give the talk today? Who can achieve the Dhamma if I give a talk today? And the Buddha saw this daughter of weaver. So then the Buddha thought to go to this Alawi, and he went there, and the devotees welcomed the Buddha. They offered food, and they are gathering. They are sitting there to listen the Dhamma. But the Buddha did not give Dhamma because he was waiting for that girl. He was waiting for that girl to come because he traveled to Alawi, especially for a girl, because her parami is matured. So if the Buddha give a talk to her, she listens, she can attain the special knowledge, the path and fruition knowledge. Therefore, the Buddha traveled to Alawi, which is quite far from Savatthi. So Buddha was waiting for a girl to come. But she has a work to do because her father is a weaver. She has to help him. And her father asked him to finish some work and come to the factory. So she knows that the Buddha is in Alawi, and she wants to pay respect the Buddha, but still she can't go because her father asks him to do some work at home and asks her to come to the factory. So she has to finish. She is afraid of her father. So at home, she's doing work, and then she came out from the home to go to the factory to visit his father. And on the way, she found the Buddha is sitting there to give the Dhamma talk to the audience, but he hasn't given the Dhamma talk yet. And she was looking the Buddha. And the Buddha also raised his head, look at her. Then the girl feels that, she feels that, the Buddha wants me to come there. So instead of heading to the factory, she went to see the Buddha. And at that time, the Buddha asked 4 questions. Yeah? The Buddha asked her, where are you come from now? Actually, the Buddha knew she came from home. But he asked, where are you come from now? And this girl replied to Buddha that, I don't know, Bhante. Again, the Buddha asked, where are you going now? And she again replied, I don't know, Bhante. And the third question the Buddha asked to her, you really don't know? Then she replied, I know, Bhante. And again, the Buddha asked, do you know? And she replied, I don't know, Bhante. So the questions are like a puzzle. The first question, where are you come from? And the girl said, I don't know. Actually, she is coming from the home. She can reply, I came from my home. But she said, I don't know. And she is heading to his father's factory. So when the Buddha asked her, where are you going now? She said, I don't know. Actually, she is heading to the factory. And the third question, you don't know really? So she said, I know, Bhante. And the last question, do you know really? Then again she said, I don't know. So this is the question and answer between the Buddha and that girl. And the audience, the other people, becomes a bit angry. Oh, this girl is very disrespectful, very rude. The way she is answering the Buddha, it shows she has no respect for the Buddha. She knows she came from home, so she should reply, I came from home. She should reply, I'm going to the factory. But she's not replying in that way. So she is very rude. The audience, the other people, blame her, thinking she is very disrespectful. She is very rude to the Buddha. And then the Buddha asked her, why do you reply to me when I don't know, when I ask you, where are you come from? Why do you say you don't know? You know you are coming from home. Then the girl replied that, Bhante, you know that I am coming from home. Therefore, the question you ask me, where are you come from? I don't think you mean that, because you know I'm coming from home. What I understand that you ask that question means before this life, before this present life, where was I born? From which life I reborn here as a daughter of Weber? You are asking about my previous life. But I don't know about my previous life, whether previously I reborn in the Deva world or in the human world or in the lower states. I don't know. Therefore, I replied, I don't know. I don't know about my previous life. So the Buddha said, oh, well done, sadhu, sadhu. So we all don't know about our previous life. We born as a human in previous life or in the Deva world or in the four lower states, we don't know. Nobody knows. Yeah, we don't know. If we have some power, some avinya, some super normal power, then we could know. But for the normal beings, for the ordinary beings, it's not possible. Yeah, we don't know. And the Buddha again asks, when I asked you, where are you going? And you said, you don't know. Actually, you are going to your father, to the factory, but you said you don't know. Again, the Buddha said that. The girl replied to the Buddha that, Bhante, you know I'm going to visit my father, so I don't think you mean that. Therefore, I said, I don't know. I don't know means after this life, I don't know where I will reborn again. So I don't know about my next life. Where will I reborn? In human world, or in Deva world, or unfortunately, in the 4 lower states? I don't know that. Then Buddha said sadhu sadhu again, because the girl is very clever, very clever. She knew what the Buddha means. She knew that, so she's very clever. She has a knowledge. So the Buddha says sadhu to her. And the Buddha again said, when I asked you, you really don't know, but you said, I know. So what does that mean? And the girl replied to the Buddha that, though I don't know about my previous life and future life, the next life, but I know that this life is uncertain. I will die one day, because the death is certain. She is contemplating on death, Maranasati bhavana. So I know that I will die one day. This life is very uncertain, so I will die one day. That is, I know. Therefore, I replied, I know. When you ask, you really don't know? Then I replied to you, I know, Bhante. So that's the meaning. I said, I know. That the death is certain. I will die one day. And the Buddha again gives sadhu, says sadhu to her. And then the Buddha asks her to explain about the 4th question. When I asked you, you really know, but you said, I don't know. So why do you say, I don't know? What does it mean? And the girl replied to the Buddha that, though I know I will die one day, but I don't know when will I die. I don't know the time. At what age I will die, I don't know. And at what time, in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening or at night, what time I will die, I don't know. I don't know when and what time I will die. Therefore, I replied, I don't know. And the Buddha again says sadhu to her. So here, the life is uncertain, but the death is certain. And we don't know after this present life, where will we reborn? We don't know where we reborn. So therefore, the present is very important. The present is very precious, actually. It's a great opportunity for us to accumulate the wholesome deeds. So here, the Buddha said sadhu to her and told the people, the other audience, that anda bhuto ayang loko. So in this world, many are blind. Many are blind in this world. The blind here means many have no knowledge, no wisdom. They do not have knowledge of the eye of wisdom, panyachakku. Therefore, many people, many beings are blind. Only few have the eye of knowledge, panyachakku. Only few have the eye of knowledge. Only few can see clearly. Tanuketa vipassati. Only few can see clearly. Many are blind. So this girl has a eye. This girl has the eyes of knowledge, eyes of wisdom. Therefore, because many people are blind, because they do not have the eyes of knowledge, so they do not know how to get rid of the dangers, how to get rid of the sufferings. Many people do not know what to do to be at a very blissful state, how to get to Nibbana, the most blissful place, the Nibbana. So many don't know because they do not have the eyes of wisdom. That's what the Buddha said to her. Buddha said to not only her, to the audience. And after listening this talk from the Buddha, the girl, a daughter of the weaver, she became Sotapanna, means she attained the first path and fruition knowledge. And after paying respect to the Buddha, she went to the factory, and her father was working there, weaving, but accidentally something happened and she died on the spot. The Buddha knew that, therefore the Buddha all the way came to Alavi from Savatthi to preach the Dhamma to that girl. So if the Buddha came to that place, Alavi, 1 or 2 days later, then this girl may not get a chance to hear the Dhamma from the Buddha, and she may not attain the path and fruition knowledge, the first path and fruition knowledge. Therefore, again the Buddha said that Atsewa Kitsang Atapa. Today we have to work what we have to work. Today we have to do. Because today is certain. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. Yeah, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. Today is certain. That means whenever we got an opportunity, we need to grab it. We need to grab it. So we all are here very lucky. We all are here in this center very lucky because we got this chance to practice the Dhamma. We are very lucky to reborn as a human being. To reborn as a human being. This human world is actually very beautiful to do the practice, to practice the Dhamma. It is very good place to practice the Dhamma. Yes, as a human being, we have many difficulties in the life. We have many sufferings in the life. But still we are very lucky because the Buddha, the silent Buddha, they all became Buddha only in the human world, not in the Deva world. The Buddhas are enlightened in the human world, not in other world. And therefore, the life of the humans, the human life is very precious because we human beings are more courageous. According to the text, the human beings are more courageous than the devas in the Tawatingsa heaven. Human beings are more courageous. And human beings are more mindful. They can be more mindful. In Deva world, there are lots of sensual pleasures. Yeah, Deva world, lots of happiness. So sometimes the Devas forget. The Devas forget the Dhamma because they have lots of pleasures to enjoy. And in the lower states, especially in the hell, lots of suffering. Lots of suffering. Sometimes every second they have to suffer. So they don't have a time to do the wholesome deeds. Every second, every moment, they have to suffer there. But human world is not like that. Here, we have both suffering and also happiness. Therefore, we could be more mindful here. And the human world is a good place to accumulate the wholesome deeds. Therefore, sometimes in the text it is said that the king of Deva, when he wants to observe the uposatha, that is he wants to keep the 8 precepts, then he descends to human world to keep the 8 precepts, because in Deva world he couldn't get a chance to observe that 8 precepts purely. So he comes to human world to observe 8 precepts. It is said in the text. Therefore, we are very lucky that we reborn in the human world. And also, we are very lucky that there is still the teachings of the Buddha alive, flourishing in the world. Because this type of satipatthana practice, the mindfulness meditation, only when there is the enlightened Buddhas in the world, then people got a chance to practice, not at the time. So this practice of Satipatthana meditation is not an ordinary wholesome deeds. It is the Atikusala, the higher type of wholesome deeds. And this type of wholesome deeds we can practice only when there is a Samma Sambuddha, the omniscient Buddha, the Samma Sambuddha, not other time. The other types of wholesome deeds like giving dana, generosity, observing silas. If there is no enlightened Buddha in the world, but still we can perform that type of wholesome deeds because there are some wise people. There are some wise people, they can teach us how to do dana, how to observe precepts, but not this type of mindfulness meditation. So we are very lucky that we reborn as a human being. And again, in the Deva Loka, in the Deva heaven, when a Deva is about to die, then other Devas give some advices to him, some encouraging words. They say some encouraging words to a Deva who is about to die. So 3 encouraging words. Yeah, the first one is, so you are about to die. So try to reborn in human world. Yeah, try to reborn in human world. Go and reborn in human world. So that is the first encouraging word the other Devas give to a Deva who is about to die. And the second encouraging word is, so after you reborn in human world, you develop faith in the Dhamma. Have a faith and confidence in the Dhamma, the true Dhamma. Have a faith and confidence on the teachings of the Buddha. You try to get that. So that is the second encouraging word to the Deva who is about to die. And the third encouraging word is, after you have faith and confidence in the teachings of the Buddha, you try to develop until it becomes very formed, unshakable state. You try to develop, you try to increase that faith and confidence until it becomes very formed, very unshakable. So what does it mean? First, have a faith and confidence in the teachings of the Buddha. So that one we can say the ordinary type of faith and confidence, the Pasada Satta, last time we talked about this, faith and confidence. But that is not enough. That type of faith and confidence is not enough. You try to make it more firm and unshakable. So what does it mean that you try to practice and try to become Sotapanna? Sotapanna, the first, try to attain the first part and fruition knowledge. Because when one becomes Sotapanna, his faith and confidence on the Dhamma will never destroy by any circumstances. It becomes very firm. Though some people will ask him not to believe in the Dhamma. If you believe in the Dhamma, we will kill you. But he would say, okay, kill me, but I can't say that. So his sattva, faith and confidence becomes very strong, very firm, unshakable by the opposite dhammas. So these are the three encouraging words that the other devas give to a deva who is about to die. So this human world is a very good place to accumulate the wholesome deeds, and especially it is the Satipatthana Bhavana. Therefore, we are human beings, and we are very lucky to reborn as a human being. So we are very lucky, and our life is very, very precious. Therefore, and we are lucky again because the Buddha preached the Dhamma, and we get a chance to hear the Dhamma, to learn the Dhamma. We get a chance. When the Buddha enlightened, when he became the Buddha, because the Dhamma he attained is very deep, very profound. So after becoming Buddha, when he contemplated on the Dhamma he attained, he found that this Dhamma is very deep, very profound. But the people in the world just now we say the people in the world are blind in knowledge. So the beings in the world are always enjoying in sensual pleasures. Beings in the world are always enjoying the sensual pleasures. So this Dhamma is very profound, very hard to understand, very hard to see. So, but the people are always enjoying in the sensual pleasures. They won't see the Dhamma. They will not understand the Dhamma, though I preach the Dhamma. The Buddha thinks that way. Though I preach the Dhamma, the beings will not be able to understand it because it is very hard to see, very hard to understand. It is very deep and profound. The beings do not have that much capability to understand this profound Dhamma because they are always taking delights in sensual pleasures. They have lots of lust, and also they are ignorant, so they won't be able to preach the Dhamma. Therefore, though I preach the Dhamma, then the beings will not understand the Dhamma, they will not see the Dhamma, then there is no use of preaching the Dhamma. The preaching the Dhamma is just, there is no benefit of preaching the Dhamma. It would be just like tiring myself, torturing myself, because I'm putting effort in preaching the Dhamma, but beings will not understand it. Beings will not see it. The Buddha think that way. And at that time, the Brahma, the Sahampati, one of the Brahma came to see the Buddha and request him, please, Bhante, please preach the Dhamma. Please preach the Dhamma, because not everyone are blind. Not everyone are blind. There are some beings, some people, there are still some people who can understand the Dhamma, who can see the profound Dhamma. So please, preach the Dhamma, teach the Dhamma. The Brahma came to human world and request the Buddha. There are still many people, they can understand it. So please preach the Dhamma. And then only the Buddha, 3 times the Brahma requested the Buddha. 3 times, not just 1 time. Yeah, 3 times the Brahma requested to the Buddha to preach the Dhamma. And then only the Buddha preached the Dhamma. He teaches the Dhamma to the beings in the world. And therefore, we got a chance to practice now. If the Buddha hasn't preached the Dhamma, then there is no other being that who can preach this profound Dhamma. And we will not get a chance. So we are having a very, the golden chance that we are here to practice. So we have to grab this opportunity to gain the benefits. So, like a daughter of a weaver, the Pesakara Theta, she practiced the Maranasati Bhavana for 3 years. Yeah, constantly for 3 years. So in the practice also, though we are doing Satipatthana meditation, because we got a chance to practice this Satipatthana meditation here, we can do that Maranasati also. In the morning, we do Metta Bhavana. In the evening, we do Metta Bhavana. Yeah, we can do Maranasati also, because Maranasati, contemplating on the death, is also one of the 4 guardian meditation. So we can spend about 1 minute every day doing this Maranasati Bhavana early in the morning also. Yeah, before we start Vipassana, we can spend 1 minute time to do the Maranasati Bhavana. Is the life is uncertain, death is certain. I will die one day, in short form. And that helps in the practice also. But our priority is the Satipatthana Vipassana meditation. So we spend more time on doing Satipatthana Vipassana meditation. So our life as a human being is very precious. We are having a golden opportunity. Let's try to grab this golden opportunity. That's all for today.